Injured because of someone's negligence? Do you feel overwhelmed or uncertain about next steps after being injured in a crash? The personal injury attorneys at Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes have been helping their injured clients since 1955 and are now on this radio station to provide guidance to you. Listen to FLA Law each Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. Let their decades of experience help you and your family. Offices in Clearwater, non-attorney spokesman.
Are you a writer, inventor? Do you have questions about your intellectual property rights? Well, tune in every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 11 o'clock for Joy on Paper. Once a month, I will have a special guest, the writer's legal eagle, Bill Larson of Larson & Larson, who can answer your questions. Protect your valuable work. Email me your questions to patsy.radio@gmail.com and then listen in every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. right here on Tampa Bay's Tan Talk Radio Network. That's patsy.radio@gmail.com.
Initialize sequence.
Hi, this is Pam Tillis.
Hi, I'm Gina Lee Nolan. Hey, everyone, I'm Cassie Skirbo.
Hey, what up, you guys? It's your girl, Vivica Fox.
I'm Kathleen Gatty from General Hospital.
Hello, I'm Butch Patrick.
Don Snyder.
Hey, this is Jason Thompson from The Young and the Restless.
Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle.
Hey, this is Frank Capra, the Guinness Book of World Records fastest talking woman.
Get connected on Hollywood Connections, sponsored by SunkissCharters.com, every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Don't turn it off now. You need this stuff. Tampa Bay's Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's 7 o'clock. It's Thursday night. I'm Mac James, stand-up comic, and it's time for Stand Up for News. Welcome back to another episode, an amazing, adventurous episode of Stand Up for News. I'm your host, Mac James, stand-up comic. We are stand-up comics, and we basically tell the news, not like the left, like CNN, or the right, like Fox or something, because we know we're full of crap, right? So we just cut it right the way you want to hear it. You want to hear it where it's funny. Yeah. So this is my co-host, Robin, Macho Woman Savage, stand-up comedian. Say hello.
Hello, everyone out there in Facebook land and radio land. It is awesome to be here. And YouTube's land. And YouTube's lands and
YouTubeville. I think it's not land. And then we have our other co-host over here, Captain Jim Marvin, stand-up comedian. Say hello.
Ahoy, everybody out there on the ocean waves and on the airwaves.
Later on, we'll have our other co-host, the man on a street, any street. It could be not a street. Scott Patrick.
What street is he
calling in? Stand-up comedian. We'll find out when he calls in. He's on a different street. So last night we were at our sponsor, Knockin' Boots Saloon.
Or do they knock some boots over there?
So loony, that saloon, man. It was fun. They were a rowdy crowd. There were lots of energy.
Yeah, it was a fun night.
We all had a lot of fun. They had fun. The owners are happy. They made a little more money than they said than they normally did during that night.
Good.
We had some amazing comics come out.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. For people just coming to a bar, oh my gosh, they got to see Ants Rants. I'm trying to think who else did
Ants Rants was our feature.
Donnie did Orlando. A really good job.
Donnie Stopa destroyed it. He was great.
Awesome. Donnie. The triumphant return of Joe Izzo.
I thought Fisher King did a really good job. He had a really
Fisher did awesome.
He was funny.
Guy Dudley did really good. Everybody, Shane Self.
Yeah, they all did a very good job.
I had a few jokes that, all right, some of you guys, when I told them to you, laughed at them, and I hadn't tried them on stage. And then some comedians that said that it was a funny thing said, yeah, try it on stage. And then as I'm trying it on stage, looking them right in the eye, no one laughed. Even the person that suggested I tell it on stage. You're the one that told me to tell it on stage. I was hesitant, It
was
not you, but
okay.
that person particularly. I know I'm looking over you right now.
You were kind of behind me on stage.
Is that like, do you feel a little betrayed if something like that would happen to you? I don't have feelings, but if I did, would that be the feeling?
That's called pulling like a Lucy with the football on you. So, yeah, go ahead, tell the joke, and then we whip away the laughter.
I still think it's funny. Maybe it's the wrong. They were too drunk to understand it.
There was some intoxicated
They were
people.
drinking
drinks
that night in that place. But the comedians already all heard it. Maybe that's why they didn't laugh, or maybe they were waiting to see if the people that weren't comedians were going to laugh. Because no one laughed,
Well,
but I told you guys the joke individually, and you both laughed.
Do you
I
want
can't
to
tell.
share
I'm
it
not
on
going
air?
to tell it on
Okay.
the radio.
Can we say
Because we're
it?
here to make people laugh. I'm not here to make the audience not laugh, you know.
That's true.
So Knocking Boots will be every other Wednesday. So the next one will be the 7th. Who's that young lady that has that mic in Tampa at Battle Buds? Gina.
Oh, yeah. I met her
What's her-
at
and
the
it
Sunshine
lasts- she goes
Comedy.
by
Gina.
Gina
no.
M?
Gina
Is that
M,
her?
yeah.
Gina M? Yeah.
She's going to be our feature that night because she's real
Fantastic.
funny.
Oh, okay.
I loved her mic. If you want a mic to go to tonight, go to hers after here because there's really, other than the Improv, no other Thursday mics, I think, right now tonight that I'm aware of. But so ours will be every other Wednesday. She'll be featuring that one. After that, 2 weeks later, it'll be Mike Murillo.
Oh, okay.
You guys know he's funny as
Yeah,
heck.
he's a
I've
really
opened
good
for
guy.
him before. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's
a
nice
killer.
guy.
So that's on Keene Road. What's the address?
Keene Road, north of
You go to Starkey and then you.
You guys, it's on Keene. It's in Largo. It's called Knockin' Boots Saloon. They got pool tournaments and they got cool pool tables. And now every other Wednesday, they're going to have stand-up comedy night, you guys. Open mic with a great feature, a paid comic feature coming in. All right, so let's stand up for the news, you guys, I guess. Let's get it going.
Okay.
Get the news. The news can't just stand up for itself, you know, because it was born without any legs.
It was.
The news doesn't have legs. It was born in a wheelchair. And
Here's a little news, James.
Always
Knockin'
in a
Boots
wheelchair.
Saloon is located at 201 Keene Road in Largo, Florida.
Thank you.
Look at you
Be
using
there
the
Wednesday, 8
internet.
o'clock,
I know. It's
February 7th.
my niece taught me how to use it.
Vicky and Brett are awesome people. Lily, the bartender, was, and I can tell you if someone's a good bartender or not. She was really awesome. She held the whole place down by herself. It looked like, you know.
I noticed that. Yeah, she was
She
really
was rocking it. So I was kind of busting little tables for her here and there, but she could do it herself. Literally didn't need me there.
Yeah,
Didn't need no help. I wouldn't have either. Obviously, you've seen me perform.
I've seen you
My
perform.
bartending
I've seen you
skills, you know?
bartend. I've seen you.
No, I meant behind the bar. You've seen me perform.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I got locked up. So I can tell you, Lily is a stud muffin of a bartender, you
Yeah.
guys. All right. So the news needs stood up for, right?
Yeah.
If you guys want to stand up for the news with us, call us here at 727-441-3000 to help us stand for the news because the news was born up without any legs, you know, and it's always in a wheelchair all the time, pretty much.
Yeah.
So we stand up for the news, you know.
Until they get the technology so the news can stand up when it's had
There
a
will
bad injury.
that we are the technology, gentlemen. we are
With a bionic.
the $6 billion mom. I'm going to start out with a cat,
We can fix her.
the cat story just for you, Mom.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm going to tell you what, I know you love kitty cats as
I
much as
love
me.
kitty cats.
And I think you're going to like this one once I find it. Oh, Scott, our man on Us Street.
Great, Scott.
Welcome to the show. Hello, Scott Patrick, man on Us Street.
Hello.
What's new?
There's not enough time in the show to talk about what's new.
Right. What's up, man? And what street are you on today? You could be on any street. Who knows? What street are you on?
Well, today, since it's National Opposites Day, I actually went to Lowell, Massachusetts, where my father is buried.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a Lowell cemetery. Because, you know, my whole childhood, he beat on me. So for Opposites Day, I'm going to beat off on him.
That sounds like a very grave breach of etiquette.
That was not what I was expecting, Patrick or Scott.
We got some news to stand up for tonight. We're going to take turns here, stand up for the news, starting with me. You get to go after Robin. Do you got some news, Scott?
Yeah, just hit me in the rotation.
All right, I want to tell Robin this one because she loves cats so much. All right, you guys, a cat was thrown off of a train and it was died out in the freezing cold weather in Russia last week. Yeah, they want the conductor fined because that's the one who threw it off the train, you guys. It's a pretty sad story. But I guess they were just remaking that one movie, Throw Meow Meow from the Train. You like that? You like that, Mom?
I like the joke. I didn't like the fact that the cat got thrown from the train.
Were you laughing at the death of a real cat, man?
Yeah, throw meow from the train. That's what we in the comedy business call silly.
You like that, Scott?
Silly joke.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom,
You're welcome.
for the definition. All right, your turn.
Okay.
In other news,
although Nikki Haley lost the New Hampshire primaries, she got all 6 votes in Dixville Notch, New Hampshire. Critics were thinking at best her win would be soft in Dixville, but Dixville slowly rose to the occasion and gave her a hard Dixville win. Joan Jett called Nikki and said, "This is just another notch in your Dixville case." lots action
Haley.
in Dixville.
she reminds me like the Haley's Comet. You know that face she makes? She looks like she only comes once every 87 years, you know, around the Earth in orbit of the universe.
I always think of Prince's song "Darling Nikki."
Scott Patrick. In other news,
Yeah, I think they called it Haley's Comet because I only clean my bathroom once a year. A coyote with a head stuck in a bucket was rescued in San Diego, which is different than what I was used to hearing because I always thought cougars buried their heads deep in a can.
I'm used to them burying their heads deep in a bottle of wine. Personally.
All right, Jim, you have news for us?
I certainly do.
Good.
Donald Trump on Sunday said that he no longer will use the nickname DeSanctimonious to describe Ron DeSantis after the Florida governor suspended his campaign earlier in that day. During the primary campaign for the Republican presidential nomination, Trump referred to his rivals with a series of nicknames, including Asa, I got a girl's name Hutchison, Mike, Pence on the fence, Chris, Cartman Christie, and Vivek Ramalama Ding Dong Swami.
Weirdo.
Trump has taken to calling remaining opponent Nikki Haley by the nickname Sticky Nikki Light the Wiki and in Haley the Whole Bailey. That nickname's kind of new.
You put work into that, bud. Yeah, I'll give you some whistles for it. All right.
Whistle me in, coach.
In other news, tennis star, I believe this story, tennis star Djokovic explains that his special relationship with a Melbourne Botanical Gardens tree that he goes to and visits and has been secretly spending time with this tree for several years is completely botanical, but it's completely botanical. Yeah, right. It sounds like the relationship is blossoming, though. Do you guys believe this? This guy goes, nobody knows which tree it is because he runs off and
he has a special little
for
tree.
real. And then he goes and hangs out with this tree for years. And then, it sounds like their relationship is blossoming, Scott. The tennis-playing tree hugger likes smacking his balls against that wood with his racket. I think he should leave that trunk's log alone and realize trees like to root for sports that aren't boring. By the way, tennis is Captain Jim's favorite sport.
Let me set out a mark for that one. Oof, oof.
Thank you.
I could see you in a tennis outfit, like with the little neck sweater around your neck. I guess it's a white dude's country club. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He ties sweaters around his neck.
Old guys swing.
He tries them on instead of putting them on. He ties them around his neck when he tries them out at the store.
That one's not right.
When he's at Dillard's or something fancy like Nordstrom's Rack.
Oh, you love Nordstrom's Rack. You had such a great experience there.
Pam's like, you don't like anything here. I'm like, there's literally nothing I would buy, especially for the price. Go ahead, Scott.
And from what I heard, Biden's favorite age, I heard 10 is Biden's favorite age.
for hair kissing, for head nuzzling, is that what?
Okay. In other news, take her away, Robin.
Okay.
Over to you.
Robitussin makers are recalling several lots of the cough syrup due to high levels of yeast. The medicine is reportedly not effective, but it does make some delicious bread.
It's pretty good with that purple drink.
Yeah, that's
They should have just sold that batch and changed their commercial to "Rise to the Occasion" with Robitussin.
Hey, if it's too yeasty, they should start calling it porn bread.
Well, didn't Little Wayne drink Sizzurp and he got he almost died 10 years ago?
I guess that's history and news, but are we still doing history? And did you write history
I wrote
jokes?
2 history jokes.
We're still
this
doing
was
it.
more of a sidebar Wayne joke.
I thought we got a vote to get rid of the news laughs from the past jokes. Anyway, Scott, your turn. Over to you.
Fake vote.
How's your dad's funeral going, bud? Or is it awake? If it's boring, you call it a sleep.
I thought for a second we were talking about Kentucky because I heard they're all inbred.
All inbred.
So a man trapped in a bathroom of a spice jet, I guess it's called, a flight across India. And others kept knocking on the door for him and tell him to come out or whatever, but they should have known he was going to be in there for a while because he was in a real curry.
I think Indian food does that to everyone.
I bet he felt sorry at the end of that point. All right, in more news from the air, an American Airlines flight from Phoenix to Austin had to return to the gate before taking off due to a passenger passing gas nonstop and loudly bragging about it to other passengers. After complaints were made to the flight staff, the flatulent passenger was escorted off the plane and the flight took off after a 45-minute delay. American Airlines issued an apology to their customers, but Alaska Airlines said the gassy passenger was more than welcome to fly with them, as their planes always have plenty of in-flight ventilation. Blew the door off of that one, didn't it?
That wasn't gas, Jim. That was your upper lip. Silly. No, that's good stuff, man. All right, well, now to stand up for some more news, you guys. In Hollywood news, Reese Witherspoon, you guys know her? Mm-hmm. Videos of her making food snacks from freshly fallen snow gets backlash over the safeness of eating snow. Yeah, I'm just mad that Reese Witherspoon used a fork. And she ate the snow with her fork.
We used to make.
She really is legally blonde. Is it possible to be illegally blonde? You're under arrest, Blondie. You're coming downtown. One way or another. That's illegal. Get it? Because legally blonde or illegally. Remember, Blondie, you got one click call. So call me anytime. Call me any. Remember that Blondie song?
Call me.
Yeah, you call me with that click call, Blondie.
I think that Witherspoon was the nickname she gained from anorexia.
We'll get Wither Knife or Wither Spork. Wither Spork's going to come and get you out because she's a lawyer, you know?
Yeah.
She can fight for other blondes. Illegally blonde.
Maybe that's why she was eating snow. It was very low calorie. You have
the right to remain blonde. If you give up this right to remain blonde, anything can or will be done.
Your hair may be dyed against you.
Oh, Jim. Any more riffs on that one? Anybody? Scott?
What's that?
You got anything else to say about blondes?
No, I all I had was the Witherspoon joke. My mom is a blonde. I'm not going there.
All right.
Yeah, and I can tell you, buddy, what do you call them? The drapes and the carpet, they do match. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
I stalked his mom on Facebook.
I was going to say, you're talking about Reese Witherspoon.
No, Scott's mom.
Oh,
I found this picture on her Facebook page of Scott when he was like 13 or 12 or something. He was so cute, you guys. He's like, how the hell did you find that? I didn't show it to anybody. I just showed him. Like, look what I found. You're like, where did you get that, you dick? You jerk.
Okay.
Do we have more news to stand up for?
I do. I've got some Florida news to stand up for. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis ended his bid for president with a fake quote from Winston Churchill. He said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal, and Mickey Mouse needs to stop being such a jerk."
Take that, Mickey.
Take a Mickey, Mickey.
Take a Mickey, Mickey.
Did you know that the phrase he used was actually from a 1938 Budweiser advertisement? And a spokesperson for Budweiser told Stand Up for News that they're proud to now have spokespeople from both sides of the trans debate selling their product.
That's good.
A new bill is being probably going to be passed into law in Florida, you guys, that is giving homeowners the right to kill bears that are attracted to homes' garbage cans when they're on their property now. You know, you can't just shoot them with a rubber bullet or something. I guess that you have the right to kill them now. Didn't even say that you could track them, whatever. I'm just like not sure if it was just Russell was hungry, or if that bear Russell was found Oscar the Grouch on Grindr.
I was gonna say I was so worried about Russell. Like he's not here. They can kill bears. What's going on?
You know,
that's our bear.
Russell gave me this advice. It's like whenever you feel threatened by a bear, just buy him a drink and go to another bar.
Go to another garbage can.
In recent news, all the homeless people have been shaving their back.
Oh man. Okay, so Robin.
Okay. Joe Biden issued a presidential pardon to any American who has been convicted of marijuana possession after the FDA reclassified cannabis as a Schedule III drug, which is comparable to fortified Tylenol. I'm not sure what a fortified Tylenol is, but I think it may be fortified with weed.
I'll take 4 to 5 of them then. I'll give me and you one, Mom. One for Jim, too. Oh, hey, Scott, you want one?
Well, you know, the funny thing about that is, you know, people used to tell me that weed isn't a gateway drug to lead to other drugs, but I got so high one night, I sucked all the candy off my Advil.
I like when people are like, they go,
so, all right.
People call the kettle. I'll go ahead.
An amorous fish in Florida, it had a mysterious mating call. And Fish and Wildlife were really, troubled by it and wanted to figure out what it was. And apparently they later arrested the fish making the sound because he was actually doing it in a school.
That's funny.
All right, sticking to school, on Wednesday, the State University System of Florida cut sociology from core course requirements, despite opposition by sociologists and educators. The system's Board of Governors, which is highly influenced by Governor DeSantis and his conservative ideology, has approved replacing the sociology course with a U.S. history course that says slavery is cool. A sociology professor at the University of Florida who opposed the action quoted poet Martin Niemöller to Stand Up for News saying, quote, "First they came for sociology, and I did not speak up because I was not very social." Maybe we can do without that class.
Oh, boy, Jim. All right, this is breaking news, you guys. You ready? The world's oldest dog at 30 years and 200 plus some days record is being suspended by the Guinness Book of World Records. They're suspending him even when his papers and his vet confirmed his age. Pictures posted of when Bobby was a little puppy that he had white paw pads and not brown paw pads as seen in photos now. They're going to do a big detailed check in on everything, but guess what? There will also be no investigation on Nancy Pelosi still holding the world's oldest female dog record.
Wouldn't his paws maybe change over time?
She's a bitch. She's a female dog.
Yeah.
Bitch is another word.
Yeah, okay, we got it.
You're allowed to say that if it's a female dog.
You are. I'm just questioning, I just know, yeah. Okay. I just know the older I get, things change colors.
Turn brown?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I know.
Let me see your other paws.
I know that if you go through George Washington's tour that they have, at the very end they have his teeth displayed, and I'm wondering if they're going to do the same for Nancy Pelosi.
It'll be brown. I think that dog got caught brown-handed.
The exhibition, the fake smile from Congress.
Yeah.
Well, I guess back to you, Robin, with some more breaking news, I hear.
Yeah, this is not only breaking news, it's dog news, James.
More dog breaking news. Oh, my gosh.
A 6-legged dog in England had an operation to remove 2 of its legs. The dog was named Ariel after the Little Mermaid, but it begs to ask the question, why didn't they name the dog Ursula? She was the octopus.
Shake your paw. Shake your paw. Shake another paw. Shake another. Shake your paw.
She's shaking her own paw.
Yeah.
They had them removed, right?
Well, yeah.
Who left all these paw prints in the foyer?
What do you think, Scott?
I'm sorry, I can't hear very well.
I was
talking about a dog that had 6 legs. They removed 2 of them, though.
Why would they do that?
I know. How many sets of genitals did they have? Were they the legs like that, or were they in rows like a centipede?
I think it was kind of in back more like a flap.
Me and Scott covered a story about a flap. Me and Scott covered a story about a baby that was born with 4 arms and 4 legs. Remember, Scott? It was it's kind of like that, you know. But they didn't remove them; they kept it that way. It's still alive.
Yeah. They're going to remake Princess Bride. I'm looking for the 6-footed dog.
All right. Well, then I guess, Scott, it's your turn.
Okay. So a record of 932 manatees gathered at a Florida state park, which I thought was really weird that they didn't just show up to a hospice, because I heard that vegetables were their favorite.
Oh.
The man-eating manatees.
You gotta eat them fast too, because you don't want them to spoil and go bad. Vegetables tend to go bad.
It's better when they're crisper. All right, sticking to the culinary world, the U.S. Embassy in London has made a statement on Wednesday distancing itself from the conclusions of an American chemistry professor named Michelle Frankel, who advised that adding a pinch of salt to cups of tea, causing a controversy in Britain, where traditional tea brewing is taken very seriously. Frankel also caused a stir between groups of chocolate and peanut butter lovers by recommending the two get chocolate in their peanut butter and peanut butter on their chocolate. Although the combination initially caused a heated argument between the groups, they soon agreed that the two tastes together are delicious. This story has been brought to you by commercials from the 1980s. 1980s commercials. Aren't they better than the ones today? Not really. No.
I bet that Reese's eats them with her witherspoon.
Her wither fork.
With a spork. Her Reese's. Okay, man, you're crazy. All right. Police are searching for a possible serial purse snatcher in Miami, you guys. It's on the loose and at large still. Silly sting. Purses are for chicks, and tricks are for kids, and cereal tastes better when you get from a purse. What kind of purse do you think it was, Mom? A chocolate Coach Puffs? Honey Louboutin bunches of oats? What do you think, Scott?
How about Gucci granola? Because only old people remember them.
Oh, man. All right, your turn, Robin.
Okay. Donald Trump went to Truth Social this week to warn people donating to Nikki Haley's campaign that he would not take any donations of theirs in the future. Now, I think Donald Trump turning down money would be like Hunter Biden turning down a stolen laptop.
Why are you shaking your head? It's funny, Mom.
Because I thought I wrote it differently, and I
didn't. Oh, Scott Patrick.
All right. So apparently, a Jewish group created a 35-foot challah bread to break a world record, and it really made me wonder, how much does the Holocaust?
Millions.
How many millions, Jim?
6 million.
Jim told me I can't tell that one German cockroach
No,
joke
yeah,
anymore.
that's.
I didn't know.
It's amazing when you. Thank you. In the North Side neighborhood of Chicago, a landmark affectionately called by residents the quote rat hole of an indentation in the pavement that resembles the outline of a rat was reported Friday as having been filled in with plaster by unknown pranksters. Neighbors gathered on Friday afternoon to remove the filler and restore the rat hole as a local attraction. Meanwhile, copycat pranksters in Albuquerque, New Mexico have filled in the imprint a donkey made when it sat down in a slab of freshly poured concrete along a local city walkway, leaving the indelible impression of its posterior. A feature of the New Mexico capital, the landmark is affectionately known by locals as the ass. Wait a minute. Can I say this word on air? Okay, listen. For the purpose of completing the story on air, let's just call the landmark the quote hole made by an ass. And that's exactly how I feel right now.
Captain Jim.
Did you know, like, when they censor that word, they censor the A word. They don't censor. They don't know. I just wrong.
The whole part.
Do they?
Yeah,
they
you can say,
it.
yeah. They censor the whole part. They bleep the whole.
Yeah. The whole gets bleeped.
Wait a minute. The hole is the worst part about that?
Yeah.
Where's Russell when we need him?
If there was visual, instead of be bleeping it, they put a black thing over the middle of it.
Yeah.
And a black hole in the middle.
We
Anyway,
blurred the hole.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish up some news right now, and then I want to introduce Curveball. I'm going to throw curveballs at you guys. Each one of you guys got a topic for each one of you, starting with Scott. I'm going to throw you a curveball,
Okay,
Scott.
we like this.
I want you to tell me what you think of it. Are you ready?
Oh man, putting me up
You want
for
me to pick someone else
improv.
first? Yes. I'll pick Jim first. Ron DeSantis drops out of the race. Well, not the Caucasian white race.
Oh, okay.
I
was afraid he might have renounced
You
his.
get to finish. What do you think about it?
Oh, well, it's about time we got somebody else back who hated us.
All right. Okay, Mom. Pirates demand the key to the city of Tampa during the Gasparilla invasion for their kickoff for Gasparilla.
I think they probably don't need keys because when they invaded everything, then they just like burn it all down. So,
She's gonna kick the door down anyway.
We can't steal from this house, Captain. It be locked.
Lock, matey.
we wanted to pillage and pirate, but doggone it, we don't have the key.
Who's got a hairpin?
One time, Scott.
I think that they were given the key because they dreadlocked.
If they were like modern pirates, it was probably a key of Coke,
Yeah.
Floating around, they found it. Here's the one the mayor. Remember when the mayor of Tampa found all that Coke? She gave him a key, Here you go, pirates. Get all rigged up, and buzzed and whatever.
Make them walk to Home Depot to get a copy of that key.
All right. And now, Scott, when I was at work once, I got in trouble for talking like a pirate. Did I tell you this one? I talked like a pirate for I thought it was funny and everybody laughed. After a couple of days, they started getting tired of it. But after 2 weeks, Scott, my manager came up and he said that I had to go down and talk to HR.
Yeah, which is weird because most people are accused of messing around with someone else's booty.
All right, you ready for your curveball? You got this one for you, Scott. A Florida man, 81 years old, kills his wife in a nursing home yesterday, and he turns the gun on himself in a murder-suicide at a local nursing home. Mom,
Wow.
why are you laughing?
Well,
Robin is like busting up from
one thing I can say about that. The one thing I could say about that is there's 2 more mail-in voters for Democrats.
Wow.
Hello, nurse.
Very
Why
good,
were you
Scott.
laughing so hard just from that setup, Robin?
I feel like that was
punch.
such a terribly sad story. I didn't know how you could make it funny, but kudos to you, Scott. You
She
did a
had
very good job.
dementia, and they had an agreement. She's like, blow me away and then kill yourself, and we'll see each other in heaven or whatever. That is their agreement. It's romantic, actually, you know.
You should write
You
greeting
think that-
cards, James.
Do you think they did it like one more time before he did it? You know, like I would have one more time for the old time's sake.
And it also made sense that he shot her first because she ain't blowing him away anymore.
Hallmark is proud to present the James Esterline End of Life series.
Yeah, instead of like birthday cards, I make death day cards. Happy death day.
Happy Death Day.
Hey, as long he's not coughing anymore. He's in a coffin.
James,
What's up?
Oh, I was gonna say, I actually wrote a setup, and it just so happened
Is it curveballs? Go ahead,
I
go
didn't
ahead.
even know this.
I didn't even know we were curving balls
I
tonight.
didn't either. I just wrote this, and I thought maybe I'll come up with a,
It's my
with
turn.
a punchline.
My turn.
Okay, this is James' turn. Okay, James. A couple in Overland Park, Kansas, have been charged for fraudulently keeping their dead father's mummified body in their house and collecting $215,000 in retirement benefits for 6 years.
Well, I guess they're over it in Overland.
Yeah, Overland Park.
Oh man. I read that story too. I couldn't think of anything funny about it.
I know. 'cause
Other than,
it's
I mean,
morbid.
like,
Well, being that I'm from that area, Overland Park is like a nice area. It's like a Carrollwood or something. Like, I don't think these people really needed to sponge off their dead father, but
Are you saying over in Carrollwood there's somebody they've got their mother Carol that they're still collecting?
Yeah. Weekend at Bernie's over in Overwood.
I was thinking if it's mummified, then they should have called it datified. I don't know.
Oh, Weekend at Mummy's.
They turn their family tree into a money tree.
They did.
Oh man.
Good job,
All right, well
Scott.
now we're gonna move on to our next segment, if that's okay with everybody. This is the segment where we do a game show with Captain Jim, where everybody sings the theme song together, and it's called Where in the World is Captain Jim Seaman? Are you ready?
Where in the world is Captain Jim Seaman? All right, thank you, Mr. James. Okay, so here's how the game is played. I will give you a story that has taken place somewhere around the world, and I will give you options about where my seamen are, and whoever correctly gets an exciting prize from the WTAN surprise prize box. And I will score everybody as we go here. And Manny is not here to cheat tonight, so this is actually going to be
giggling like there was THC in these gummies I gave her.
How many of those have you had?
She's all Bowie. She's like, I'm ready for this game. All right. We got to guess, right?
Scott,
where your seamen are. I get it. Let's do it, Jim.
And by seamen, we're talking about the sailing professionals who join me on the boat.
Not stupid,
and not
Jim.
that I know, not that there's been some confusion lately.
Tell them, Mom.
We're not stupid, Jim.
Yeah. She's not stupid. I had to try to convince you that I wasn't, but go ahead, Jim.
Okay, Scott, are you ready to play?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, question number 1. My seamen are back in South America and tell me that a huge ancient city has been found in the Amazon rainforest, hidden for thousands of years by lush vegetation in this South American country. Are my seamen in A, Brazil, B, Ecuador, or C, Bolivia?
If I was thinking about an African country,
Oh, it's South America. South American.
It's a what? South American?
South American country.
Ecuador, do you say?
That's one of the options, yes.
Bolivia,
Yes,
Ecuador, or Colombia?
No, Brazil.
Or sorry, Brazil.
Brazil, Ecuador, or Bolivia?
Well, I'll say Ecuador, even though they prefer going over walls than through doors.
I'm going to say Brazil because I thought it was like Brazil was lush, and you used the word lush.
Did we do this story already? Did you do this one?
We didn't know. We did
There's a
another.
different
We
city
did
got
another.
discovered?
We did another South.
Wow,
There's a
I'm
lot
finding all
of
these
stuff happening in
pyramids and
South
cities
America.
down there.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
I tell you what.
I'm going to go with Brazil.
All right. My semen are, in fact, in B, Ecuador. Good job, Scott.
For Scott.
Archaeological
Scott.
evidence of a large community of houses and plazas in the Opano area and eastern Ecuador were connected by an astounding network of roads and canals, and it changes what researchers know about the history of people living in the Amazon. For instance, research shows that the communities had their own home delivery service for food and crafts, much like our own Amazon today. They also found evidence of the first porch pirates who stole deliveries of spears, textiles, and an ancient form of Botox from in front of homes. Some things never change.
All right. Stealing keys back then, too?
They're stealing pirate keys.
Give me the key to your city.
All right, so that's 1 point for Scott.
Go down and talk to
and
HR.
everybody else is a little bit behind here. Okay, question number 2. I only have 3 of them tonight. My semen are in Southeast Asia, and tell me a court of appeals there has handed down a record sentence to a political activist for the criminal offense of insulting the monarchy, giving him a 50-year prison term. Are my semen in A, Thailand, B, Malaysia, or C, Cambodia?
Let's see. Which way is east? You said Southeast Asia?
Southeast
Which
Asia.
way is east?
So think kind of towards the Vietnam area.
Which way is south?
Below. Yeah.
Probably Malaysia then.
All right. So
Go
we've
ahead,
got,
Mom. Your turn.
I'm going to go with Thailand. I feel like they're very punitive over there.
all right, Scott, what do you think?
I'm also with Thailand.
They're also with Thailand. Okay, my semen are in A, Thailand. All right, 2-way split between Robin and Scott.
Can I even catch up now, or am I out?
I think there's Scott has 2.
Scott has
got
2.
and
Yeah.
Mom's got 1.
Yes. The court sentenced activist Mongon Thirakat, I'm sorry, I really slaughtered your name, buddy,
Mongon Thirakat!
to a 50-year prison sentence for posts on Facebook insulting the monarchy. The law insulting the monarchy in Thailand usually only applies to the current monarch, but in the wake of student-led pro-democracy protests, the law has been expanded to include past monarchs, and more than 260 people have been charged with the offense. Thirakat's posts about the ruling monarch, King V, let's call him, haven't been released. But I'm going to guess he called the king a 2-time backstabbing weasel whose ears are too big for his head and looks like an elephant sat on his face. Whoops. I guess I can't go to Thailand now. All right, Scott, great job. You were ahead with 2. Robin is catching up with 1, and we've got a tie-breaking or tie-making question coming up next. My semen are in Europe, and they tell me archaeologists have unearthed a dodecahedron from the Roman era in this modern-day country. Are my semen in A, England, B, France, or C, Spain?
Monarch. I'm going to say England.
All right, I've got 1 for England.
Knowing your semen, Jim, I say France.
I'm thinking France.
All right. So my semen are, in fact, in A, England.
Oh.
Yes, amateur archaeologists in England have unearthed a Roman decahedron. I really hate this word. A 12-sided hollow shell of metal in a place in Britain none of us could find on a map anyway. Archaeologists...
I always thought that the monarchs in England hid their skeletons in the closet.
Well, this is a Roman. Yeah, this is a Roman decahedron. And archaeologists say the item may have been used during the 1st century like dice by incels at the time to play a version of the game of Dungeons and Dragons. But historians also theorize that since the incels were already living in their parents' dungeons, that the game was simply called Dragons. Okay, that's a 2-way. I've
seen that story too. I saw that.
That's a 2-way tie here. So I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make up something on the fly here. Okay,
let's just let them rock paper scissors it.
I was going to say.
Okay, we can rock
do it
paper.
virtually.
Honor system though, Scott.
Actually, Scott will say his first, and then we've got.
We'll see what Robin throws. Ready?
Okay, on
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Rock.
Oh, she broke her scissors on your rock.
Yeah, Robin's got scissors.
What's his prize? What'd you bring?
All right, Scott's fantastic prize is a half sheet of
butterfly
stickers with a few missing. I don't know who took them or what they're doing with them, but the rest of them, Scott, if you look on YouTube,
he's wearing them on his cheeks
quite
right now
lovely.
somewhere.
So we'll get those. We'll get those to you when you come back to us from desecrating your father's grave and wall.
I'm just like my father. I'm always heading for some rock.
I like butterfly kisses from Manny Avila's long lashes.
You're really missing Manny.
Well, that was a good time segment we had there, bud. Manny's not here. Who cares? That was it, right? Good job. All
that's
right.
it.
Yeah, good job.
That's where Captain Jim Seaman was.
I might have one more story here, and you guys have history laughs from the past, history and news. So I'm going to give you my one last story. Let me look and see where I left it. It's probably the very first one that I've been putting off telling.
Now, I didn't get the memo. Is this going to be our last history in the past?
Keep doing it if you want.
I enjoy it.
I love history.
Scott's the one to help develop that whole segment. So
yeah,
Scott, really.
I enjoy it.
Scott, you want to keep laughs from the past?
I'll do whatever you guys want. I have information. I have jokes. I have blasts from the past. I have weather. Whatever you want.
All right. Well, I didn't. Okay, ready? Here's my last one. Dog owners in Italy, in Belzona, Italy, are being forced to provide DNA samples for their dogs. They've collected 40,000 samples now for a dog DNA database to tackle the scourge of dog poop in their town. That's how much dog poop is everywhere, I guess. Yeah. The fines will triple as well when they start connecting the poop to the dog. I guess they really stepped in it with this one. You know what I mean? The silver lining now, though, is they can identify all the father of the hundreds of dogs that are being Captain Jim's litters of semen out there in Italy.
That's where my scurvy dogs went.
Yeah, those.
They're going to have a new television SVU dog.
Bump, bump.
Bump, bump.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Get this to the lab and see if you can match it with our 40,000.
Well,
Mr. Dew, is this? Do you recognize this pile? Oh.
We can go ahead and do laughs from the past. Now, Scott, you got some laughs from the past. Let you start, and then Jim, and then Robin.
Okay, I got one. On January 25th in 1971, Charles Manson and 3 women were convicted of murder and conspiracy in the slaying of 7 people.
Whoa.
But they were outdone by Dahmer because he ate his.
Jim?
Oh, he ate.
Ate.
Oh, all right. In 1778, on this week, Captain James Cook discovers the Hawaiian Islands, naming them, quote, the Sandwich Islands, after the first lord of the Admiralty, Lord Sandwich. Thankfully, the islands were ultimately given a native name, or these days, guys would be looking at pictures of scantily clad sandwich women, then making themselves a peanut butter and jelly Hawaiian before sitting down to watch reruns of Sandwich 5-0.
Sandwich 5-0.
Toast 'em, Nano.
I think anyone under the age of 45 even understands those references.
The other day I said I was making fun of you without telling Manny I was making fun of you, and I said scantily clad women, and he spit his drink out laughing so hard. And now, ironically, a couple days later, here you are using the exact word I thought you would probably use. Scantily clad. All right, Robin, you got some laughs from the past.
Okay, today in history, January 25th. I got that wrong. 1954, let's say. American
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I think I put 2024.
Don't make our listeners Google this.
I know.
That Robin chick.
She's
a bird brain. Get it? Because she's a Robin,
Yeah.
but she doesn't know nothing. Go ahead, Mom.
American Airlines begin its first coast-to-coast flight on Boeing 707. This opens the door to recreational trips, business travel, and pathological farters to fly in the skies. So it's a callback to James's.
There you go.
Or Jim.
Fart joke.
Jim's story.
All right, Scott, you want to do another history one?
Well, I don't have any more history ones.
You
but
got
I got
weather
some more
for me? I
news
already
stories.
told my weather joke, and I didn't even
I got
realize
weather.
it.
I got weather and news. Whatever you want.
Do the weather for us. Now, our
Okay.
weatherman, Scott Patrick.
Okay. Well, I don't know whether Biden sued Arizona over their border wall made of shipping containers because he found it unlawful, or he was just mad that he couldn't speak that many syllables coherently.
How about you, Jim? Any weather?
I don't know whether or not I'm ever going to get the concept of the whether or not segment.
What do you mean?
Because right now I'm thinking about weather.
What are you talking about? That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Oh, the weather?
Well, okay. I'm not sure whether you understand that it's not supposed to be about like the Mother Nature weather, but whether you understand it's the word weather that we're using in a sentence that means whether or not something.
Well, I'm not sure whether or not it's going to rain.
No, Jim, that's not how we do the segment. You got to not talk about the actual outdoors weather and the temperature. Or
it's
the
WHETHR.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it's spelled. But
how many T's are there?
Spelling's hard, Mom.
Try it at home.
Anyone else have any weather for us?
I don't. I have history, but I don't have weather.
Well, how about you, Scott?
For weather?
Yeah.
No, but I got my news stories.
Okay, well, I'm not sure whether Fabergé egg is like French for art on egg or whatever, or if it's French, whether it's French for gay egg. It's Fabergé, like that sounds like a gay word, right?
Sort of like, yeah. Sort of
Chris
like
said it's probably gay egg. He's my gay confirmative.
The only thing I know about art is it's sexy because I go hard in the paint.
All right, one more history. Laughs from the past from Robin.
This week in history, January 24th, 1989, Ted Bundy had confessed and been convicted to killing over 30 women. He was executed. But this was the 80s, and most of America thought the government killed the lovable loser, Al Bundy, the shoe salesman, who was repulsed by his wife.
Peg.
No, Peg.
Come on.
Yeah, he wouldn't always push poor Peg away. Old Peggy Bundy.
Well,
poor Peggy.
What do you got, Jim? You got any more laughs from the past, or you got another current news story?
Got a little bit of
we're gonna get back to current news if Scott has.
Oh yeah. No, we got plenty of. All
right, Scott, tell us your current news one, and then we'll get to Jim.
All right. Green Bay Packers Lambeau Field has, in their lost and found, has been found there are dentures, hearing aids, and an extraordinary amount of Brett Favre's Pepe picks. but I bet all of the dentures that were found is because there's so many people saying cheese.
Nice. I'll give you a joke of the day whistle right there. Captain Jim, I heard you have more breaking news.
Yes. In this from the science field, on Friday, a container holding samples of a 4.6 billion-year-old asteroid was finally opened after scientists were unable to unseal it for months. Researchers at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston had been unable to open the canister with any of the tools approved by NASA until one of the scientists brought in her husband to assist. The man, known to his friends as Handy Harold, gave the lid a good whack on the edge of the table, wrapped the towel, topped it in a dishcloth, and using a little, quote, elbow grease, was able to turn the lid. The hero turned stand up for news, quote, "That's one small turn for man, one giant turn for mankind." Godspeed, Harold.
All right.
Gotta be with you, Harold.
We're at our 3-minute mark, it looks like. But I'm going to tell you, this is my redemption joke moment. Every week I'm going to try to tell a redemption joke.
Oh,
okay. I didn't tell it right last time. But the third Monday of every year is considered Blue Monday, where everybody gets the blues in the new year because their relationships broke up. Cabin fever, their resolutions for the new year they already gave up on. Blue Monday. Whenever I get around to Blue Monday, I get those stress balls and I start squeezing them. I don't know, 2 in one hand, 2 in the other. I start squeezing my stress balls. Usually they happen to also be blue until I'm done and they're white again. But get it?
Yeah.
Good, Mom, because also the third Monday was Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard Day, right? So it happened to be what, Scott?
Black and Blue Day.
Black and Blue Monday. That's what's up.
Okay.
All right, did it go better than last time, guys? All right. I guess we've covered everything but plugs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't cover butt plugs. So what you got to plug, Mom?
Well, I don't know if you're going to plug it. This Friday, we've got the Stand Up for
Stand Up for New Live
Tiki.
events. Go ahead.
Yeah, Twisted Tiki.
Twisted Tiki.
Manny is going to be hosting.
Co-host.
Corey.
You'll do 5. You'll do 5.
Okay, and you're.
I'll be at work.
Okay. Who's featuring?
I'll be making drinks at Dave and Buster's.
Okay.
Oh, who's featuring? Jeremy White, winner of stand up St. Pete's funny stand up comic. A couple years ago, he won the competition. And then Corey Cognac, I've opened for him with Jeremy before. The dude's from the other side of the state there, South Florida, the East Coast. Super funny guy.
I didn't say. I watched his clips.
Corey
He seemed really
Cognac.
funny. Yeah, he seemed really good.
Awesome, yeah. So what else you got? A butt plug over here, Jim?
Well, yes, we're going to be back at the Knockin' Boots Saloon Wednesday after the next. That's going to be February 8th, if I'm correct. So we'll be
7th, right?
No, February 7th. Yes.
Yeah, February 7th.
February 7th.
Yeah, we're going to read a calendar.
Wednesday, 8 o'clock.
Wednesday, 8 o'clock. So yeah,
Gina M.
call out to all comics. Come and join us.
Come
It's a
sign
great
up early with
time.
any of the crew. And I guess that's our show for today. Thanks for being here with us, Scott. We love you. We miss
Love
you.
you, Scott.
Thank you again, Robin Savage. Thank you again, Captain Jim Marvin. Stand up for news.
Stand up for news. We stand up for you. You can stand up too. Don't just sit down. Stand up now. Stand up for news. Stand up, hold on, news.
WTAN Clearwater,
FM 106.1,
WDCF Dade City,
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that Alabama can go forward with the country's